Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Chris with Flores Media. Today, I got some good news for you if you're a Sony ZV1 owner and you're looking for a compatible gimbal. Let's check it out. So, maybe as you can tell, I'm taking a little play from Mr. Kevin Ross's playbook.
What is going on, you beautiful humans? Welcome back to the channel. And yes, today we're going to be doing something completely different here. We're going to be blowing off a little steam.
He's a good, awesome, one of my favorite YouTubers. Love watching his reviews, his tutorials. Very down-to-earth kind of guy. And I've always wanted to wear a hat like this, but I was like, I'm too old, man. I'm a dad. And when he started wearing it on his channel, I was like, man, if that guy can do it, maybe I could pull it off too. I don't know. If you want to blow me up in the comment section, making fun of the hat, go ahead. I think I like it, right? But anyways, back to the point of the video. Today, I've got my handy dandy Sony ZV1. Love this little guy. And I've got it on a gimbal that is gonna be compatible with the camera, right? I know there's been so many complaints about another gimbal and this camera because the other gimbal requires you to use it or control it over Wi-Fi, and people have talked about that the screen dims. People have talked about that they just have issues with connectivity. So I'm just gonna go ahead, save you some time, and just let you know that I found this gimbal. I don't know if it's a new update or what, but I just saw on Facebook literally just yesterday that this gimbal is now compatible. So if you've bought the said gimbal that's causing so many problems, I'm sorry. Maybe they'll wait, or hopefully they'll fix it in a firmware update. But if you're still on the fence, you're looking for a good gimbal for your Sony ZV1, I've got the guy right here. Hopefully you can see that. G6 Max, right? So how do I got it connected? I've got the ZV1 on the gimbal. I've got it balanced and everything. If you didn't see my last video, I showed you how to balance a camera on a gimbal, and I used this exact same setup to show you guys how to balance it. And basically, once you know how to balance a gimbal on any gimbal, you'll know how to do it forever. It's like riding a bike. Once you ride a bike, you get a new bike. You still know how to do it. You still know how to ride it. Once you get a gimbal, you get a new one. It'll be the exact same thing, right? So this camera's already all balanced. And as you can see here, I've got it hooked up with the shutter release cable. As far as I can tell so far, and I guess this is so brand new that they haven't really updated the information online, you can't, as far as I can tell so far, because through the app, I haven't been able to see where the ZV1 pops up. Other cameras like my A6400, my RX100 Mark V, they show up in the menu and it gives you a little bit more functions. But for right now, with the shutter release cable plugged into the ZV1, you can control a couple of parameters. First, once you got it hooked up, so I've got it pretty balanced. So I'm gonna turn on the gimbal first. So I've got it coming on and the cable's already plugged in on the gimbal and the camera. Now I'm gonna turn on the camera and I am good to go. I am connected, ready to control the camera, right? So with this big fat knob right here on the side, you can see the camera's going up and down. That controls the tilt, the pan, and the roll, which that's fine. We all know that gimbals do that. Now, if I long press this button, so it says tilt control, long press, now it says zoom, and watch this. I am zooming in and out with the knob. Okay, so it's pretty responsive. And if I just tap, it says follow focus, but when I put the camera in manual, it's not working. So I'm not sure if it's just user error or there's something I haven't done, or maybe it's still not included, but it does give you the option on the gimbal to say follow focus. But when I put the camera in manual, so I've got the camera in manual, maybe you could see the little M, and I start turning my manual, the whatever's in focus is not changing. So my depth of field is not changing at all. So again, I'm not sure if it's user error or there's something that maybe hasn't been fully updated just yet. But as for right now, you can control the zoom. And obviously you could start recording. Right there, we got it recording. Stop the recording. And if you got it in one of the camera modes, like to take a picture, You could also use that same button to the half press and then full press, so it lets you focus and then take the picture, all with this gimbal, right? So for me, in terms of functionality, I think this setup, now that it allows me to zoom in, start the recording, take a picture, that is more than what I will ever use the gimbal. If there's anything I need specifically, I will set it on the camera and then record my shot. I'm not gonna sit record and then try to figure out how to get my shot or maneuver it around or things like that. Like, that's not my style of shooting. If that is your style of shooting, maybe these 2-3 functions are still a little too limited for you. But in my style of shooting, I always set my camera and then I press record and get my shot down. Okay, so for me, those 3 functions are more than enough, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now this gimbal is even more versatile, even more useful to me, right? I can use this gimbal obviously to balance this camera really easily. I could balance my iPhone 8 with some moment lenses on this setup very easily, and I could balance my A6400 with a smaller lens like the kit lens, or even my even the Sigma 16 that I'm using right now. I've been able to balance it just fine, especially my Sony 35 1.8 OSS, especially that lens. I've been able to balance it just fine, get the results, and it also gives you some more functionality, right? But I wanted to show you this brand new update from G6 Max from Tech and its compatibility with the ZV1. So if you've not bought a gimbal yet and you're looking for a gimbal to add to your setup, I cannot recommend this gimbal enough. I call it the perfect gimbal because it will grow with you. You might get it like I got it to balance my smartphone, and then I got this little guy, and then I got the RX 100, and now I have the Sony 6400, and I still using the exact same gimbal, right? Yes, you get a bigger lens, a heavier lens, you're gonna need a bigger gimbal, something that has more payload, but to start you off, you cannot go wrong with this gimbal, right? So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you found it interesting. Hopefully you find it just as exciting as I do, that finally there's a new option or another option to control the ZV1 besides the dreaded, I'm not gonna say the name, right? But anyways, if you like this content, if you like the video, please like, please subscribe to the channel, and let's continue to grow together. Let's grow in our love and in our knowledge for filmmaking, right? I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.